Aloha, compadre. How are you? Just before we hit start on that timer, in addition to your dumbbells today, I am going to be making use of my little yoga block wedge here for some heels elevated squats. Now that can naturally be replaced with just about any household object, so hopefully that's something you can do. However, if it's not, you can simply perform a regular front squat in place of the heels elevated VMO focused front squat that we're going to be doing. Alrighty? Nothing stops this train. Not even the chilly temperatures. You know it's real when Daddy's got his sleeves on. Alas, our preparation, we're going to start down on the floor in a 90-90 position for some hip stuff. So join me here if you will. Stay tall in the chest, hands in support. I'm going to lift up my rear heel, pick the knee up, scoop it round, connect. So we've basically got these nice internal rotation focused hip rotations. You may have to find you adjust your body position a little bit to make that a doable deal. A lovely drill here.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
And we flippity doos for the other side.
Round 2. Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Okay. We're now going to come into this all fours position, and we're just going to think about taking the femur as high as it will go. We're just going to focus on the left, then the right. All right, so I'm thinking about picking that up, squeezing. All right, so pretty simple, but I do want you to feel like you're working hard. Squeeze all that stuff in the outside of the hip, whilst also lengthening that inside position.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Okay.
Round 4. Halfway there.
Hey.
10 seconds. Rest.
Okay. Now finally we're basically just going to warm up our position for this VMO focus squat. So if you are just doing regular squats, you can do that now. But let's just get used to, in this instance, what is a very deep knee flexion. We're going to stay nice and tall, slowly lower the hamstrings all the way to the back of the calves if we're doing this variation. Now when we come to load that in our first block of work, with those every 3 minute on the minute windows. I'm going to be going for a front squat variation here. So I'm going to hold mine in this like top bicep curl position. I really enjoyed that last time. Just a different variation for the legs here, where we put more load in this really lengthened position. Or you could hold them in a suitcase by your sides. Whatever suits you today, friend. I would just, especially because probably day to day you're not exposed to this much knee flexion, I would go slowly as you touch down. Don't do any sort of bouncing around. Ease into the bottom, maybe hit a little pause, drive tool. So on that note, that is what we're going to be doing. At the top of every 3 minute window, you could decide your reps. You could push for some higher reps. We've got the time there if you're using lighter load, or even body weight with something like that. Maybe no more than 15. So the Goldilocks zone for this movement today in this context is probably 8 to 15, I will say. So carte blanche for you. I tend to stay in that 8 to 12 range, probably sweet. We're then going to jump to the floor and do a 30-ish second hamstring bridge. So lying down, driving through the heels, isometric hold, lengthened hamstring position. I'm probably going to load that up with a dumbbell on the hip. As we've done lots of these kind of variations in the past, 2 legs, whilst challenging, probably pretty doable for most of us, so a bit of load on the hips might be a nice way of progressing that. Then we'll also have a bit of time to just rest before going again. Okay, I'm going to take this first set relatively civilized and rock and roll. Nice. And if you are observing, that hamstring bridge is basically this one here. So the only thing in contact with the ground, yes, it's my hands, it's my upper back, and it's my heels. I'm going to go now, keep my eyes on the clock for around 30 seconds. Driving hard into the floor with the heels already feels pretty tough.
Halfway there.
I underestimated that, but I will still try. Popping that 12 on my hips on the next one. I'm going to go with the 20 kilo dumbbells for my second set of these guys. Awesome, plenty of rest here. 75 seconds to go until our next block, which we'll be doing for 2 more. As I often say, out of these 3 sets, ideally we want 2 that are reasonably challenging there. Certainly 1 that gets you really uncomfortable. I'd also like to use this time just to say my last video, certainly in editing it and upon reflection, I wasn't happy with my conduct, and that is not the energy I want to bring to this channel. It can totally defies the whole purpose. In just some of my comments around, you know, the game of it all, the external metrics and things, and I was disappointed in myself for appearing very ignorant, petty, and disrespectful of your time and attention. So I do want to apologize deeply, I mean that. I feel comfortable sharing the behind the scenes with you, but I've definitely been going through some stuff personally, and I let the external stuff get to me. It's because I'm very passionate about this and I really want it to be a bigger part of my life, ultimately. And I hope you can understand that, but I will try to do better, okay? Yep. Okay. Okay, let's try this out. Okay. Woo. I feel better already. Okay. Honestly, I like that set that I did with the 20s there. I'm going to stick to that. Try and do another 10 reps. So yes, just to put a cap on that point, I think it's nice to not just be some sort of faceless workout guy. I'm sharing you know, what that looks like. But I've realized recently I have been letting it get to me. Like I said, comes from a good place, I think, by way of the fact that right now is, you know, trying to raise a family, support a family. I'm working loads, feeling pretty worn down, and, you know, selfishly, if something like this succeeds with regards to the kind of scale that, you know, adjacent workout channels and stuff have, I've always felt I've always had very high ambitions, and so I put it on my shoulders to pursue those and stuff like that. But also, like I said, that practical level of just, you know, supporting a family, living in this wonderful but very expensive city. I'd love to be able to just focus on this, on more, and not be so stressed all the time, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at there. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Halfway there.
Jolly decent. Now we've got a lot of rest here. What have we got? Minute 20 plus another minute for the rest and rotation. I'm just going to give you a bit more time to finish up there potentially. Talk through our next block of work. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want this to turn into therapy 101. But my next point would indeed be to say, I sense a lot of people are going through it right now, and it's one of those things that you have to pick your moments with who to talk to about it, not necessarily the internet. But I've never had much of a problem really willing to be vulnerable enough to say like, hey, I'm struggling, this is tough, life's tough. But I do think when you liberate yourself from your own fears around that stuff, you can unconsciously give other people permission to do the same, or at least feel not alone in their struggles, like they're doing something wrong. And I just sense that a lot of people are going through that now, and it can just be helpful at the very least to hear you're not alone in that. It's a very shared thing as a human experience. Single leg hip flexor holds. Now we've got these 60-second work windows with a 30-second rest. We do it twice. So we're actually going to split that first 60-second work window in half and do 20 to 30 seconds per leg of this seated hip flexor hold. Now, very simple. Just going to pull one leg in. I'm going to hug it tight, and I'm going to hold one leg up like that. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be like wild tough. It's just good to work the hip flexor in its shortened position to get it stronger. We're also going to lengthen it out later on in the session with some long lunge holds. Not fun. As that is often a neglected area. These will just be a good thing to do. We're pairing up with a good old-fashioned RDL, so don't worry, you're going to get your grunt work in there to really torch the posterior chain. But for now, join me if you would in this position. I'm going to shoot for 30 seconds and then change legs.
Let's go.
I'm really squeezing that leg tight, pointing the toe. Did I say 30 seconds? I meant 13. Tough. Okay.
Halfway there.
Oh, I can feel that cramp almost coming in on the front there. Dingly, dingly, dingly.
Rest.
Cool. Romanian deadlift, so just a couple of dumbbells, soft knees, reach the butt back, a nice tall chest, find a good hamstring stretch, drive through confidently. 60 seconds, pretty long time, I think, anyway. I'm going to go with the 20s here, just to see how we feel by the end of that time. Generally like to sort of do a 2 or 3 second lowering phase. Or pause if you want to.
Halfway there.
All right, a little easy. One more time through. So make any adjustments to your setup if you need to. Hopefully those single leg hip flexor holds were challenging enough. Maybe you didn't make it to 30 seconds. That's cool in itself. You could come back, try and beat it next time. Okay. Good. Good to tick that box. All right, let's grab these big berthers for the last RDLs. Oof, alrighty.
Halfway there. 10 seconds.
Okay.
Rest.
And for dessert, in about 90 seconds time, long lunge holds. Wonderful. Strength through length type move. It's a static hold, which isn't nice because you just get that build up of discomfort, no way to dissipate. We're basically going to feet hip width apart,
Rest.
take a long stance. The further forward, well, the longer the stance, the harder it is. Here, not so much. When you just squeeze your rear butt cheek and drop as low as you can go before the knee has to bend or something has to give. Try and stay tall. You could use a wall or something for a little bit of balance assistance and to help you out. Try to aim for a minimum of 30 seconds. I'm going to go with 45 seconds. Take 15 seconds, hit the other leg, and then we'll come to the floor for some abdominal stuff. A couple of sets. That's it, friends. Friends? Friends? Friends. Okay. Let me go right foot forward.
Let's go.
And yeah, you can play with squeeze the rear glute to really extend the hip. This already shouldn't be very comfortable if you're doing it correctly. Try not to rest there. Stay tall, free hands, or in your kangaroo pouch if you've got one. Oh, yes. Okay. All right, second side for me here. Oh yeah, good hip flexor action today, huh?
Halfway there.
Okay. Now supine leg lower. Gonna lie down flat. Make sure your lower back stays sucked to the floor the whole time. That'll be informed by how low you could bring your legs. So only bring your legs so low that you don't arch that lower back. All right, so Squeeze. Control it down 3 or 4 seconds. Keep your best position. Pull on up. Just do a tough set. Probably 6 to 10 reps will suit you well. Oh, not a lot of time to rest.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Round 2. Last round. Halfway there.
Oh, that one's tough. Okay. Oh. Last of these, and then we shall bid adieu. Notice I am lifting my pelvis at the bottom to really shorten the abs, squeeze the abs, control the roll down. Bit of extra challenge.
Seconds.
Now, that was great. I'm so glad I did it. Thanks so much, and thank you for hearing me out. And I hope you don't think less of me in my pursuits here, my obsession. What have we got next? Push-pull legs. Upper body session. Hopefully getting knocked out tomorrow. I'm gonna get myself in, get myself cozy, have a little protein, and on we go. I look forward to hearing from you, my friends, as ever, with what's going on with you. All right, thank you.